Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Carpathian countryside. It's been a long time. It feels like, even though it's only been Monday, it's been a week, more than a week, since we've been here on the Carpathian, and I have to say, glad to be here. How is everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing tonight? Sherry, Semper, Delida, Farmer G, Tuki, Jolly Rancher, Waylon, what is all up? What is all up? Crazy things have happened since Monday. Crazy things. Oh, Lonnie, we all have to work. It's what we do after we're done working that matters. Work easy and play hard. That is the most important thing. We're doing some hay contracts. We're doing some baling of our own. We've got a lot of money in the bank, and we've done some equipment upgrades as well. Things have been good for us since we have been last together. And, well, I was taking a look, and I think I can add some more money to my bank account by picking up some of that fancy new horse equipment that Tuki so affectionately loves. Tuki, it's not Thursday yet, buddy. You got a whole week to go. Thursday was yesterday. Thursday was yesterday. Yeah, I'm buying horses. They're red. I'm buying red horses. Although all our seeding is done, we won't have to seed for quite a while. We're going to hold off on buying the red horses because, well, you never know. They might go on sale. You know how life works. Everything goes on sale right after you buy it. But I am holding out for a harvester. Next month we're going to be harvesting our barley. Got any barley to harvest? And I should have enough money to buy some harvesting equipment. Trade in our old rattle can. Caleb, what's your new map? Port Farms? Is that your new favorite? What was your old favorite? What was your old favorite? Well, it can't still be your favorite if you have a new favorite. You can only have one, can you not? Favorite is singular. That's the rough part. Yeah, that's why I don't let myself have favorites. I can't I can't commit to just one. What if something better comes out tomorrow? Can't kick the favorite to the curb. Can't have your favorite kicked to the curb. Gotta keep it around. Remember those good times. Oh, Caleb, it's just like the. You ever watch the? You ever watch Battlestar Galactica? The one from the early 2000s. Maybe it was the early 2010s. Not the old one. But the more recent one. The one where a Starbucks a chick. That one. All right. Well, the principle of the series is of the reboot series is that that a long time ago, humans fled a Cylon uprising where the machines uprised against their creators. I mean, it's the story that we've all heard time and time again with respect to robots. Well, the gist is they come back. They rise up again. And basically, it's all about the second coming, if you will, of the Cylon invasion. So there's a line in there, something like, what has happened before will happen again, or something to that effect. And you could say that the same holds true for recent events. What has happened recently has happened before, and it will likely happen again. That's what history has shown us. So, yeah, we take a hint from pop culture sci-fi TV on what to expect for the future. I like the new show. I couldn't get into the old show as much. I don't know. It was well before my time. But I thought the new show was fabulous. It was had so many different layers. So many different layers of the story and plot. Hello everybody and welcome back to our Carpathian countryside gameplay. We've made it into May. Last time we were streaming it was April and we were working on a field not too far from here with a hay contract. I finished that hay contract, sold all the bales off. We got ourselves a nice little pot now, $210,000. Sold all those bales off. I did a fertilizing contract and got a little extra cash in the kitty there from that. Did a silage bale contract, and now I've got 2 hay contracts to go. We also have to make our own grass. We have to cut our own grass and do something with that. That's what we're going to do today. Got to pad the bank account a little bit more. I sold our old rattle can mower and picked up some cheap coon mowers. Got a little choked up there. Bought some coon side or rear mowers and front mower. Bought this windrower because I sold the rattle can windrower and tedder attachments. And I was looking, I think I can earn some more money by selling the Kuhn seeder and seed tank I have in favor of the horse seeder and seed tank. Because that looks like it's pretty economical. So we might do that. Although I was looking at possibly saving up for the Pronto 6 DC because it does direct seed. And when I was looking at my EF scores, right? I think where we are short is with our tillage points. And if we direct seed, we should be able to bump those even more. Although I think 13% is the best percent you can have. Farmer G, I don't have to worry. I'm not concerned about silly sensors. It's very obvious what we're talking about here. Trust me, son, I fought the law, and the law did not win multiple times. Gregory, what's up? What is up? The first 2 seasons of the original Battlestar Galactica or the new one? I like the new one. I like it a lot. Tranquil Waters is a good map, right? It's a fun little map, I think. Oh, was it in the 70s? I thought it was in the 60s. I was around for some of the 70s, but I definitely didn't watch it when it aired. Then you had Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers, that was around the same time frame, right? Because, you know, if one network has a sci-fi space show that's popular, well, the other networks, they need to figure out how to make their own space show and to compete. But I am going to, we're not going to comment too much about the recent events. I think enough time has passed with old news at this point. It might as well not be any news at this point. But I do want to ask you all some feedback. Because I've got half a mind to do something. And I want to know what you all think of it. Because I have a feeling that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it within the next 24 hours. If I'm not going to do it, then obviously I'm not going to do it. And I'd like to know what you all think of this idea. It is in no way vengeful. It is in no way attempting to take any sort of stance other than to say, if that's the wishes, then I can aid you with your intent by doing something similar. So, recent events. A certain mapper has pulled all his maps, maybe even all his mods, from the Giants mod hub. Don't need to name names, we all know who it is. And before he even did that, when I woke up Tuesday morning and found out that a certain map that I had literally just busted my butt off for and making a video was pulled, I was pretty darn annoyed. And then when I heard the official declaration was that they were done, well, I was like, well, it's probably not coming back. So if it's not coming back, then my video serves no purpose. If you as a player have no capability of getting it, then why should I leave my video up showing it off? It's at best, in my opinion, a little bit of teasing. Like, look what I got to play with for a little bit. Look and see what it all looks like. You can never have it. So I thought about pulling that video. Then I heard all his other maps, all the other mods were pulled. And it seems like they want to just go into obscurity. They just want to vanish as if they were never here. So I started thinking, we've got a well-established policy on this channel of trying to respect modders and mappers' wishes. And if this wish is to truly vanish into obscurity, then why not pull every map video I've ever done that he made, and thus allow him to, or enable that vanishing into obscurity. They serve no purpose. You can't download the map anymore from the rightful source. All you can do is watch the video and see what was before and what will never be again. And at worst, be frustrated and upset that you can't get it. And at best, I don't know if there is a best. Be indifferent, like, well, it's gone. Right? So I'm thinking about pulling every map tour of every map that this particular author has done in respect of his wishes He requested all the maps and mods go away. So why don't I just make all the videos of all those maps go away? And it'll be as if they never were here. So, just soliciting feedback. Like I say, the goal is to respect in all ways mappers and modders' wishes. And if the wish and if the intent is to truly be done and be no more, and if truly the original upload location is no longer available because the author has requested the removal, then there's no way that someone can come along later and download the map from that rightful source. So if anything, I'm encouraging you to obtain the map from an unauthorized location by showing you what is desirable or what you may desire. So I'm debating it. I'm debating flagging them as unpublished, and then they won't be out there on the internet anymore. I could flag them as private, then any links to any of those videos would become dead too, not just unpublish them. Flag them as private. What I want to know from you all is that respectful? Is that an overreaction? Is that at best what we can derive that particular author would desire? That no one ever make any more content on anything he ever produced? I mean, I had actually considered before all this transpired to do something on that map, but I wasn't going to, because again, we have the upcoming release of Starfield, and we plan on doing a bunch of Starfield gameplay once that releases, and putting our farm sim gameplay on hiatus for a little bit. So I didn't want to start a new map knowing that literally in a month we would be shelving it for several weeks. So let me drop this off the shop. I'm gonna put a poll up. That way I don't have to try to keep track of reading comments, and yeah, we'll just leave the poll up for the duration of the stream. And I think whatever the popular vote is, that's what we'll do. I feel it's respectful to pull them down. I've been thinking about this for a couple days, and it feels like what would be the rightful thing to do. I know if I was playing on his maps, I would cease and move on to other projects. Well, Lonnie, I don't know if he made a public statement, but the general gist is the popular opinion, we'll say, is that it was over criticism of the latest map. I don't know what those criticisms were. I had my own criticisms, but they weren't like, you know, horrible. I thought the map had some nice aspects to it and nothing that was ultimate gameplay breaking. Alright, let me put this pole up, and then I gotta let this cat out of this room before he goes crazy. Hold on. Oh, perfect. Just the maximum number of letters or characters. There you go. I'll be right back. Well, while I'm going, why don't you take a look at the Year 2 Season Pass and decide if you think it's worth it or not. Okay, we're back now. Year 2 Season Pass. Who's decided? What do you think? Is it worth it? I think it's worth it. Even without knowing what the fourth thing is. Oh. Alright. Now we'll put that behind us. We're gonna just have fun. You can put your thoughts in the comments there, or you can put your thoughts in the comments. You can vote on the poll. We'll take a look and see where we are at toward the end. Overwhelmingly, we have a one-sided vote at the moment, and as I've seen with YouTube polling, it doesn't take long to get to a point where the options don't change. That is correct. We do get Starfield Day 1 on Game Pass. We also get the Skylines 2 Day 1 on Game Pass. That is something I didn't realize until about a week ago. Yeah, we're going to be putting Starfield in the channel once it releases. Barring map videos, we still have priority on map tours that are going to come out. And then we will be putting in the return of Forza Fridays with Forza Motorsport. And then We'll be bringing up City Skylines. We'll do probably, we'll probably do Sunday night city streams, where we just chill out and hang out on Sunday night, streaming, City Skylines. Oh my gosh, I just missed my turn. Let's go back. Let's go back. Sure, yeah, there's... Giants posted a message in their Discord about issues with not City, oh my gosh. But issues with Epic and the Xbox store with some DLCs. And they were looking into the issue. I don't know if that's been resolved to this point or if it's still an issue. I had heard recently that that 1,000 world figure was a little bit of a inflated number. Apparently only 10% or so of the worlds are actually inhabited or habitable or have life, which implies that there's 900 floating rocks out there that are just barren wastelands, maybe right for mining and resource obtaining, but that's about it. So that might be a little bit of a downer from the 1,000 worlds of concept of this endless places for you to go and explore and such. Chris, I'm glad you finally got your DLC. That would be very frustrating to have paid for something and it be out, but you can't get access to it. It's like, come on, man. Everyone else is getting to play with their toys. Why is my toy box locked up? Smoke 82, what is up? What is up? Oh, Gregory, I don't name my animals. The rest of the family will. I don't. So his name and every other cat that we have's name is Buddy. Hey, Buddy, what's up? It's a generic cat name that is applied to all cats. We have a dog too. His name is Dumbass. That's because I'll fake throw something in the backyard. I'll tell him go get it. It's down there. Go get it. I'll fling it again. He'll look. It's down there. Go get it. And then he'll run around for 20 minutes trying to find nothing. I was like, you're such a dumbass. Alright, let's make some bales. Oh, it is, I think, it's a... I don't know. I don't know. Let's go this way. It's maybe a lab. Maybe that's it. It's like a cross between, I think there's something called an English stock lab, and is there possibly something called a red fox lab? What are those things? The dog's a brute. He's like 120 pounds of muscle and meat. And he's stupid hyper. Just stupid hyper. Icelandic Ice, welcome. How's it going? You're awful late. Yeah, it wouldn't be so bad if he wasn't so just hyper. Oh, Sherry, I'm really not one to change things around. Right? That's what's so funny is the haters will come by and they'll blabber off about my map ratings and how I obviously do not like something because it's rated low, and it's like, dude, you have no clue. I have no emotional tie to any map that I ever do a video on. I have zero emotional tie to any rating. I mean, one of the things, right? Can you sell all the buildings? And I would say 90% of the time when I'm playing on a map, I don't touch anything on the farm. 90% of the time, it's exactly how it was built out. But I know that lots of other folks do care, so that's something I look for. Is it something I do in my own gameplay? Very rarely. No, because they're so emotionally invested in that map already. So I'll tell you a little story. And it's not about Jack and Diane. It's a story about a younger farm sim player in a land a long time ago, back in FS17. So this is probably 2017, 2018. I would say 2017, early 2018 at the latest. And back in the day, this particular gamer and recent creator of videos, he would look around the internet. He would be all on the forums. He would be all like, oh, let me go look at, this is back when FSUK was around. Let's see what maps are in development, right? But let me see all these pretty screenshots, and they get all excited. And there was a particular map and a particular author who was creating a map, and it was going to be literally the best FS17 map ever. It was going to just be amazing. All the screenshots looked great. Hands down, looked better than any other map that we had seen to date. Super excited, couldn't wait to get it out, couldn't wait to see it, couldn't wait to do a video on it, because it was going to be the hot stuff, and it was going to be, right? It was going to be everything. The map comes out, this individual loads it up, and all that excitement, all that anticipation, all that hype became instant disappointment. It was like, oh, this doesn't look any different than his other work. This doesn't look any different than, these other things. And you could go and find areas where those screenshots were made, and you could see them and go, yep, that's definitely it. But then you turn around and you're like, it's just the same. And it was really a bummer. Seriously, this particular creator probably could have been diagnosed with some mild depression, because they had been that hyped, that excited, that much of a letdown. Like, I don't feel like really firing up Farm Sim right now, because, well, really isn't anything to look at. But they learned. They learned from this. What did they learn? They learned that no more will they ever succumb to this hype. No more will they ever troll the webs looking for information about things in development. Every screenshot will be taken with a grain of salt, and only after it's out will this particular creator lay their eyes on it, and at that point forward be able to make the decision on what they think. And that is how I have lived it since 2017, 2018. But as we know, some people, they don't get depressed, they get angry. They get angry when the hype doesn't live up to their expectations. They become furious, as if they've been ripped off. And you just gotta go with the flow, people. If you let other people's thoughts and other people's opinion affect your your life, then you're empowering them. You're giving them power to change you and change your behavior. Stick to your honchos. Stick to your morals. And do your thing. That's what I say. And Caleb, there's nothing wrong with Court Farms if you like it. If you are enjoying your gameplay on Court Farms, then good on you. And I'm glad you found something that you enjoy playing with Farm Sim. Because at the end of the day, it's if you get pleasure out of it, that's what you deserve. Not everyone is going to get pleasure out of the same thing. There is no map for everyone, but there's a map for everybody. So there's no one map for everyone, but there's pretty much guaranteed a map for you somewhere. Just gotta find it. That's right, Icelandic Ice. I mean, you know, no one's forcing you to play something other than you. You have been so hyped, right? You've bought into the hype so much that there's no way anything can ever stand up to what you have in your head. And then when it does come out, you don't have the depression. You don't have the downer reaction. You have an upper reaction. You get aggressive. You get angry. You become furious. How dare you get me so excited for something that looks like this? That's the mentality they get. How dare you oversell and underdeliver? How dare you get so emotionally tied up in an inanimate object? It's not even an object, it's bits and bytes. They created a world. They spent many hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, creating something. And if you don't like it, then don't play on it. But no, since it's been hyped so much, they feel that they have to. They have to play on it. They have to experience it. And then when it doesn't turn out to be what they want it to be, they get angry. Some people get depressed. That was me many years ago. Be like, this is not how I wanted it to be. I'm depressed. Disappointed. I had such high hopes that didn't live up to the expectations. Maybe the expectations I have, nothing could live up to them. So now I try to go into everything with zero expectations. And that's why I don't have favorites. I try to level all expectations. Not get emotionally invested in hardly anything. Mojo, welcome. Welcome. I think I saw your message earlier. But at any rate, we're not going to spend all night talking about the past. If the particular individual wants to go into obscurity, then we can aid them in going into obscurity by basically no longer talking about it. So, other than the poll, let's strive to move on and talk about other things. How about that massive map that came out, what, Tuesday night? Oh my God, that map was crazy. I think it took me like, I don't know, it took me at least an hour and a half just go around and look at things and figure out where things were and develop some sort of plan on tackling the map video. And then it was over an hour and a half of actual video. That was just totally crazy. And then we have Valley Spring come out. All platform. Right? I wasn't going to cover the map again because I rarely do follow-up videos on maps. But Sherry and some others were very adamant that I should really look at it and should really consider a follow-up video. So Wednesday I looked at it and I like, you know, was still on the fence. Still on the fence Wednesday. But then like, overnight Wednesday and going into Thursday, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Because I went back and I watched my original video. I didn't realize that we had those new animals in that original iteration. I thought they were fairly new, but no, we had them way back then. But also the entire farm was static back then. Now you can pretty much get rid of everything except for one poorly coded, incorrectly coded slurry pit. No idea how it's wrong. I don't have a clue how to map, but I just know I can't sell it. I get a Lua error, so I'm sure it's a typo somewhere that can hopefully be quickly fixed in an update. But yeah, and then the ability to hide the walls and everything, that was cool. Thought that was neat. No doubt, Chris. No doubt that map probably has a lot of slot usage. It's very well detailed. When I first loaded the map up, I was getting like 40 frames. I was like, wow, this is pretty darn intensive. But as I was exploring the map before I recorded the video, right, I was getting more of those textures cached and other things that that frames were up to a steady 60 by the time I got around to recording it. Isolatic Ice, I don't think so. I think the only 4X map that Stevie has out right now is an Elm Creek edit, but I could be mistaken. Does anybody know if Stevie's Facebook is back? I'd heard that Stevie lost their Facebook. It was a Facebook issue. I don't know if Stevie got Facebook back or not, but I would say go check out the Facebook or Stevie's YouTube channel. And all of Stevie's stuff is posted on Google Drive, so you should be able to go there and see if there is a Cherry Hills for 22. But yeah, that map this week with, you know, you can start in single player or you could start it in multiplayer. And if you started in multiplayer, then there's all different equipment for all 7 different farms, right? The farms are color coded on the PDA. Just completely crazy there. Then you finally get around driving around and looking at things. Scott, thank you for being a farm baron for 8 months, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. You've got one. Oh man, are you serious? We got that little bit. You got one tree on Valley Spring that won't cut. Well, I guess it's better than if you cut a tree, the whole game crashes. I've seen that plenty of times. Caleb, that is, yeah, as Sherry says, that's a new thing for the Mod Hub policies. So I've explained this in a few videos, but I'll explain it here. So Giants has implemented a new policy with FS22 that if a map author creates a map and makes use of Mod Hub released mods in their map, that they need to code the map such that it requires that mod to also be downloaded when the map is downloaded. And the reason for that is this. Let's go back to FS19, because that's where we really had the first iteration of placeable buildings and such. Let's say Sherry makes a gate mod, a placeable gate mod. And it's just the bee's knees of gate mods, and it gets 20,000 downloads by players. That's not a lot of downloads, but it's a gate mod. It's very niche, very niche, and you know, not a lot of players download gate mods. But it's rather popular with certain map authors because, well, it just fits the bill, right? So lots of map authors take Sherry's gate mod and build it into their map. Well, let's say it gets built into something popular, and let's say that map gets downloaded 300,000 times. Poor Sherry's still sitting there with 20,000 downloads. That's all she's got to her name. Now, the map author who used Sherry's gate has 300,000 downloads for their work, and Sherry's work, and potentially other people's work that they have also put into their map. With the new policy, Sherry gets 300,000 downloads, the same as the map author. So now she's sitting at 320,000 downloads for her work. She's getting credit where credit's due. Let's say other people that have made silos or fence packs or an animal pen that was used, the sell everything mod. Where's that guy at? Right? All of these folks that are having their mods be implemented into maps are getting their due by getting their download counts, because Giants does pay mappers and modders pennies on the 1,000 downloads. I don't know what 300,000 downloads would get you. It might pay you a nice dinner out for all of your work. But, you know, recognition is nice. So that's why we're seeing maps with 10, 15 required mods. Sure, it's a little inconvenient. It's a little annoying. But the game handles all it for you. So unless you're like super low on space, or possibly if you're on console and you have slot count limitations or mod space limitations, I guess that would be the first point, then it could be a little annoying. That the true cost to download the map is not just the size of the map file, it's the size of the map file and all the associated mods bundled with it. But as far as going around and trying to track them all down, right, the game does it for you. What I think is more annoying is when there's required mods that aren't listed. Because if you are looking to then take the map and put it up on a multiplayer server, if you didn't first load it up in single player, and you only went with the required mods off the webpage listing, then you'd be stuck with the map not loading. And you'd be like, hey, why is this map not loading? It just says, you know, mods are needed. But it doesn't go and tell you what mods are needed. So that's why I harp a little bit on maps that have required mods that don't list them on the webpage, is because for someone who's waiting to load them up to a multiplayer server, if they're not listed, then it can impact their ability to upload them because they don't know about them. But I'm all for giving mappers and modders their credit where credit's due. So having a giant list of required mods isn't that big of a deal for me. It's just when the list is not accurate, that becomes a bit annoying. Well, Caleb, if you're on PC, you can always go into the map and take that mod out of the required mods listing. And then wherever that mod is on the map, you're just not going to have anything. It's just going to be blank. If you're on a console, then you're kind of stuck. But if you're on PC, you've got that ultimate flexibility to edit the map file, moddesk.xml, I think it is. That's where the items that are required are documented. I was hoping that you could use that same syntax in a save game, because I was wanting to flag, like when I did the Western Wilds farm build or the Holler farm build. I wanted to go into the save game and I wanted to flag all the mods that are active as required that were on the mod hub. So then when I shared the save game out, people that downloaded the save game, when they go to boot it up, they'd be like, oh, you're missing these mods. Let me just go and get them for you. But it doesn't work that way. It only seems to work with maps, which is disappointing. Reef, what is up? What is up? General Smith, that is now a very real thing. Yes, and it's disappointing, to say the least. And I think it's rather disrespectful to the player, to the community. It feels an awful lot like you didn't like my toys, so you don't get to play with any of my toys ever again. And then everyone that has no problem with your toys is penalized because of a couple folks who have anger management issues. We're just gonna go through the field here. But it is what it is. It has been done. Now we move on. Now we just move on. Your Dodge Ram or Corvette, that's a little, I mean, shouldn't it be like a Range Rover or Land Rover, or I don't know, do they have Dodges and do they have Ram trucks in the UK? Alphatron, I would say that's not what I would do, but to each their own. I judge no one, lest those who live in a glass house throw a stone. I will abstain from making any statements as to what I do or don't feel towards individuals who may choose to still create content on maps which are no longer available for download. It's not something that I would do. And in fact, I've established over the years that I am not interested in using things that are not publicly available. I do make minor exceptions from time to time, but in general, I don't want to stream. I don't want to use something that you all can't get, because that I don't like. I don't feel that's appropriate. Yes, if I was creating content, if I do create content on a map and then that map goes away, I will move on. That's me. Is that right? That's up to you to decide if what action you think is honorable and what action you think is dishonorable. But we all come from different places. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different experiences that shape us, and therefore we all have different views on things. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, traffic. Well, that's right, Caleb. That's right. I was just picking on you a little bit. That, Dodge didn't seem the realistic choice. But in the end, you play with what you want. You play with the toys you like. And as long as you enjoy yourself, that's all that matters. But it'll wash itself when it rains. I do need to take this. I do need to take this and get it repainted. Yeah, it's those big Dodges, right? I mean, all those roads over there are a little narrow. Oh wait, shoot. I'm at the wrong spot. Dang it. I'm at the wrong spot. I need to go here. Not there. Okay. So yeah, I'm bailing for a contract, and I had it wrong where it was to be delivered. Drop area is blocked by another object. What? What is this bull malarkey? Schultz, we're gonna have words. We're gonna have words. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Oh, you think it's a light pole? Alright, we'll see. We'll see. You notice he's not around tonight. But we're actually using his mod, he's not around. I mean, there's no light pole anywhere as close. Yeah, I think it is a curve. I'm a He-Man, fridge farmer. You're about to see something else happen here. Yeah, it's over there, but this is the drop. I think it says, you know what, makes it fun. Or if I could stick it over here. But I probably couldn't back up to it. Alright. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna spawn in square 240 centimeter hay bales. 1. 31%. 2. 38%, so that's 7. So let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where are we at now? 8, 9, 10. Alright, 11, we'll do it. 11. Alright, there we go. Okay. Now, we're going to come back up here. And we're going to spawn 11 from my supply. And we're going to make them vanish. Hasta la vista, Bailey. There we go. Now we're just going to bale the rest and deliver them to our own storage. We basically used them from our storage without transporting them from our storage. Because that was ridiculous. Oh, Zipper says it's Friday night with Darlene. We're gonna have to have an intervention. Well, I think a truck with dualies would be wider than the road. Let alone the lane, I think it's a lot wider than the road. How's everybody keeping up with the heat these days? It was a little warm and toasty today. I think I saw Sherry was saying it was 110 in Iowa. Is that the heat index? Or the real deal temp? It was 90, I think, here today, but it was toasty. Oh, it was toasty. You know when it's hot out. You get in the car and you're like, everything is hot. You roll the windows down because there's no way the air is going to get cold in the couple minutes that you're actually going to be in the car. And then you put your arm up on the window to get your hand out the window, and then that burns you, and you're like, oh. You play that game where you kind of keep moving your hand around the wheel because it's hot. Oh, Farmer G, I want to ask you a question. And you may not know the answer because Scotland and Ireland are different, and I understand that. Only loosely. But I was watching the Tri Channel today, and they were having Murphy's ice cream, and they were going on about ice cream that had brown bread in it. And I don't know what brown bread. I got curious. What's brown bread? And why would it be so good in ice cream? Because when I think brown bread, I just think like rye or that pumpernickel. And I can't fathom that would be good in ice cream. So brown bread must mean something else. They did have also honeycomb and caramel. Right, we had a map the other week that had honeycomb ice cream. I was like, is that a thing? And you were like, yep, that's pretty much a thing. Oh, what's monkey bread? Oh, somebody was talking about Iowa heat then. Oh, well, you don't know what brown bread is either then. Okay. I'm not so sure about salted ice cream. Sea salt ice cream, no. I had caramel and salty caramel. I had salty caramel ice cream the other week. Was not a fan. I did not go for that. I did not like the sweet and salt. Not on that. No, I have no idea, Caleb, what monkey bread is. Oh, he's actually doing something, you say. Well, I can't fathom bread and ice cream would be good. Ugh. Oh, brown sugar syrup covered bread with nuts. I don't know. I don't know. That gets dangerously close to soggy bread. Hobo Farmer, thank you for the sub. I mean, French bread is good. French toast bread? French toast. Not French toast bread. Who says that? French toast is good. But it's a fine line there from soaking in egg and cinnamon to becoming a lump of mush before you put it on the pan. It's like a sub. It's like a sandwich that you only eat half of. Right? If you've got, depending on the toppings, it might be no good eating only half of it because the other half is all soggy. Jacob, thank you for the sub. French toast with ketchup. That is something I've never heard of. Ever. French toast with syrup on it is good. Well, it firms up when you cook it, yeah. Or you mean you bake this monkey bread thing? David, it would be a map author of a map that released a highly anticipated American map earlier this week. That is no longer on the mod hub. Looks like we're down to 63%. So early voting, we were up to 90 something. Now we're down to 63. We got another 40 minutes. I don't know what the counts are. We got another 40 minutes. Oh, monkey bread is baked. Okay. So basically, David, thank you for coming by. We were chatting earlier. I was debating and still am debating. Poll is out for your all's feedback as to if I should pull all my map videos by that particular author in respect of their apparent wishes to pull all their mods off the mod hub. Then I should just delist all my map videos of all those maps that are no longer on the mod hub out of respect for what appears to be their wishes to no longer have their content available for the community. So if the map for which the video is produced is no longer available for download, then maybe I should pull it. Because the last thing I want to do is cause someone to want to play a map that's no longer available from the rightful source, and as such they go and end up finding it from some rehoster site. Oh, Fridge Farmer makes ice cream. So I was just seeking feedback from you all if you thought that was indeed seemed like a rightful thing to do with our whole stance on respecting the modders' wishes. Ravenhawk, what is up? What is up? Oh, Ravenhawk, we're just, you're gonna have to watch the replay. I'm not gonna go back into it. So it's just plain bread and ice cream? Eat gads. I don't know about that. I mean, what is? I know cookie dough ice cream in America is rather popular. What's the international take on ice cream that has little balls of cookie dough in it? Raw cookie dough. David, that's one of the things that I don't know if there is anything out there in his own words describing the action, or if all we have is speculation. So I'd rather not feed speculation. All I can tell you is if you search the Mod Hub for their name, the only thing that comes up now are things that reference him in the description, but are not made by him. Cinnamon rolls, but that's like, well, I guess I don't know what's the well, is the brown goo in the cinnamon roll? That's like, is that like brown sugar and cinnamon and that's been like melted? Butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon? I don't know. I've never made cinnamon roll from scratch. Well, Fridge Farmer, to that extent, I think. Oh, I missed it. No, I didn't. I was saying I missed my turn. I think to that extent, you just go to the local law enforcement agency and say, here you go. Follow up on these, why don't you? That's what I say. If people want to spout off their mouth, then let's see if they're willing to back it up when the law comes. But at any rate, we're moving on. We're moving on. Like I said. Too much goo? Too much goo in what? Cinnamon rolls? Well, that's the icing on top. That's the icing on top. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever had it. I don't think I've ever had it myself. But I do know what's real good. I do know what's awesome is a bear claw. Bear claws are outstanding. In fact, I just might get up in the morning and go find me a donuts. Might go down to a local convenience store and pick me up a half dozen assorted donuts. I'll have to ask the kid when I get done this if he's willing to get up. If he's willing to get up earlier tomorrow to go buy some donuts. I think he's going to look at me with his eyes like, what? And hopefully he'll be like, yeah, let's do that. Well, Fridge Farmer, glad you're enjoying it. You know, we play for the chill factor. We've got some merch. Has some Farming's My Chill, What's Yours? All we want to do is just enjoy ourselves, relax. Had a frustrating one-way conversation with my youngest earlier today. He likes Fortnite. He's 9. We can't judge. He likes Fortnite, but he ends up getting very frustrated and very angry because he feels everyone's cheating. He feels people right. They gang up on you, right? All these other things. I'm like, first off, dude. If they're ganging up on you, it's a battle royale game, survival of the fittest, or we try to get rid of the people we think are good, so that those of us who aren't as good can still survive. So the fact that they want to gang up on you means that they think you're a threat. Okay, so that's a good thing. But 2. Every time he plays it, I don't think he ever leaves playing it satisfied. I think he always stops playing it angry. I'm like, why are you playing this if it's making you angry? You should be playing things that you enjoy. And I don't think you've ever enjoyed playing this. By the time you're done, you're furious, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're stomping around. You need to go find something you enjoy that you don't get angry about. Schultz is here. Yeah, you should finish your virtual merch. Then I can wear something other than this silly FS22 shirt. And then we can release it on the Discord for everyone else to wear their virtual merch. You didn't get to see us trying to use your sell everything mod. That was hard to say. But it was a failure because we couldn't unload our stationary baler into it because something was blocking our way. Well, Smoke, some people might enjoy being angry. But I don't enjoy seeing him angry, and he's got some issues. He shouldn't be doing things that get him angry, because he has enough issues dealing with his frustration as it is. As probably most of us did when we were 9. I know I did. And it's still a demon. Anger is still a demon that I deal with on a daily basis. Which is why we play Farm Sim, because we can chill and hopefully not get angry. Ah, yes. This shit will be nice when it comes out. Maybe one day I'll play on an American map where it'll fit. I was thinking of playing on a certain American map that came out earlier this week. That lasted for about 5 hours, and then the map went away. And therefore, all of my thinking about possibly playing on it went away. But I probably wasn't going to anyway, because in a month we're going to do Starfield. And at this point, I don't see much of the point of moving to a map just to hang it up after 4 weeks. So I think we'll just stick it out here on Carpathian. We're working toward our second full year. See how much we can get done. Let's see, where are we with our count? 43 votes. 43 votes. Delilah, welcome back. Oh, yeah, the package delivery simulator. That's what I hear some folks call it. But speaking of package deliveries, I hear UPS has settled their dispute. Let rain, nor snow, nor sleet, nor hail prevent the UPS delivery man from punting your package off the truck and onto your doorstep. Fiber to the house. That's a great thing. What speed are they offering down there? In the upside down world. I've got 1.2 gig up and down. It's fabulous. Well, you know, I think they deserve to have air conditioning in those big brown trucks. They also deserve to have heat. Let's hope the air conditioning is not just in the front, also in the rear. You can get darn hot in the back of that truck. And apparently a very, very hefty pay increase. Oh, 100 down, 50 up. That can be. 50 up is nice. 50 up is nice for us American speeds. 100 down is a little limiting. Makes you wait for lots of things. Back when I had Crastic or Crapstick, I think I had 300 down, 12 up. Woohoo! 12 megabits. Let me go have a party. Now I know folks like Schultz. He's lucky if he gets, like, you know, a half a megabit up. Well, that's because he lives out in the undesirable states. The states where they have more cows than they have people. They would probably earn more money if they sold internet to the cows. I think when I called them and said, hey, look, there's a new player in town that's offering gig internet up and down for less than what you're charging me. What are you willing to do? Oh, sir, we'd be willing to upgrade you to 600 megabytes down and 30 megabytes up. Will that satisfy? No. That is less than 1 gigabit both ways. That is more than I'm getting with the other company. If that's your best offer, I'm calling you in 2 weeks to cancel. So I call them the 2 weeks to cancel because I have new service already. And then I get transferred to a department whose sole purpose in life is to retain customers that want to cancel. Like, well, we're willing to do anything we can, sir, to keep your business. I was like, well, you're about 2 weeks too late because I gave the other people that option and they gave me diddly squat. So when we're done this call, my service is disconnected. That is what I expect. Is there anything we can do to keep your business? You can end my service when I hang up this phone call, and I might, maybe, one day consider possibly, maybe, never going to happen, look at your service again. But if you don't do what I want, then I can guarantee you it will never happen. Well, we're really sorry to see you go. I really doubt you are. Because if you were, you'd have offered me something 2 weeks ago. And I haven't looked back since. I think the only time I've not had internet is when I forgot the fact that I use a custom system at the house to do my DNS so I can filter out ads. And I forgot that if that system is turned off, the internet doesn't work because I can't do any name recognition. So yeah, I actually called him. I had it down. I actually called him. It's like, I'm down. Internet's down. Sir, I don't know. We show your service is up. I don't know. It's down. And then I realized, oh wait, I need to turn this thing on. 10 seconds later, we had internet again. Oh, never mind. It came back. Thanks. Dial-up is painful. Dial-up is painful. Yeah, I'm glad the UPS guys got what they wanted. It's a tough job. Running around all day, delivering people's stuff. I don't know how much an air conditioner will really work. Around here, all the trucks always have the side door open. They're always in and out so much. I mean, 100 up is not bad, right? But I do not miss today's. Used to be it took me twice as long to upload a video as it was long. So if I had an hour-long video, it took me 2 hours to upload. If I had a 30-minute long video, it took me an hour to upload. It was kind of ironic. The encode bitrate I used made that doubling of the video duration. Grizzly CS, thank you for the farmhand becoming a member. Everybody, let's give him a big old round of applause. Let's see if my sound effects work. It worked. I don't know if you heard it though. I need to turn that up. Well, I was hoping to get my own grass cut today, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. Oh, 5G cellular. That's where if you stand the wrong way, you lose signal. There, Streamlabs has it. Thank you for becoming a farmhand. I'll be updating the credits here next Tuesday time frame. Speaking of next Tuesday, that is the release day for Oklahoma on ATS. They dropped 1.48 earlier this week. Oklahoma is less than 1 week away. Next Tuesday, in fact. Sunday night convoy night would be the last convoy night before Oklahoma drops. And we'll probably, I guess I'll probably do a special convoy night on Tuesday for Oklahoma, maybe. Hopefully they will have a an updated server by then. Tried to update our dedicated server to 148 earlier today, and I was not able to. I put in a ticket with G Portal, and they're telling me that there isn't a 148 server out there to get. Try to join the convoy on the server, and I get a server mismatch. So I might be hosting it locally until that gets updated. Oh, Farmer G, I don't watch TV anymore. And I don't know when the last movie... Well, I know the last movie I watched. The last movie I watched was that, the Dungeons and Dragons movie with my kid. I thought reality TV was still popular. So if reality TV is popular, then why is the writer's strike relevant? Unless we're all admitting that reality TV is actually scripted. I'm sure others have made this, this association already. Apparently we're not supposed to go this way. Oh! Narrow road. Oh no, we're out of fuel. We better fuel up. Well, we also need maintenance. Farmer G with 5 gifted subscriptions. Who's the lucky winner? Sherry's the lucky winner. Artemis is the lucky winner. Stewie from Norfolk. Nicola Bruno, and Aaron Gearlings. You are all lucky recipients of Farmer G's generosity. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now that you're members, you'll be able to watch our Sunday afternoon Assetto Corso Competizione members only live stream as we progress through season 3 of our ACC Mayhem Crew Championship. This week we are at a new track, I think it's Kalami, something like that. South American track. Rather interesting configuration. Track got slick as snot toward the end of the practice Wednesday night. I think toward the end of the race, it's going to be who can hold on and not bite it. South African. Well, you know, it's South and it starts with an A. That's where I come in. I mix up the J months because they all start with J. Well, it's got some interesting technical areas where you're gonna be going for a ride in the gravels if you're not prepared. Well, Schultz, that's what happens when you have a certain thing going on with your head. Off we go. I think we gotta be getting close. Gotta be getting close. So that'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. We have race schedules all the way through August, partway into September. And then as soon after that's over, for Friday Night Forza will be kicking back up again. Yeah, he's got company this week. I was having some issues Wednesday where my throttle was going a little crazy. I had the foot down to the end, but the throttle was like all over the place. How many more loads do we think we got out of here? Maybe 2.5. Oh, yeah, we can't have it slipping off the desk. I'll tell you one thing I had to make sure I did or didn't do after I got my wheel was pull back on it. Like I noticed when I was racing in iRacing, I would pull back on the wheel at times, and it took a fair bit of effort to conscientiously remember not to pull back. Fridge Farmer, what kind of wheel you got? What kind of wheel you got? I don't know. All I know is Thrustmaster. It's pretty straightforward. Anything I've ever tried to configure with the wheel, it just works. I can't help you on the Logitech side. All I know is with Thrustmaster, you load the game up, you go to your options, you know, your inputs, and you say you have a wheel, and then you just, you know, you turn the wheel left and right, you map the steering, you push on the throttle, you map the throttle, map the brake. I've got 3 pedals, so I map the clutch. Then I've got the shifter. So you set that up as an H pattern. H pattern, H pattern. With starts with an S. It's not sequential. H pattern. I don't know. Get the word for it now. I mean, those Starfield requirements are pretty out there. But I think we're going to see the same thing we've seen with some of these other newer titles, is cards with lower level memory, lower amounts of video memory are gonna suffer. I think we're going to see just even more of that with respect to the fact that the new consoles on both sides have 16 gigs of shared memory. They can now, they can engineer games to make use of not 16, but at least 12. We have a couple gigs reserved for the system. Where are we at with our bales? We got round bales of hay, 52 round bales of hay. Round bales of grass, 39 bales of grass. It's going to be converted to silage. 21 bales of round silage. Yeah. I mean, that's one heck of a config. There's one heck of a config there. Yeah, I mean, that's why I went with the 3080 that's got 12 gigs. That's why I went with on the gaming laptop I upgraded to. That's why I went with the GPU I've got. The 12 gigs there. What's next week? Oh, wait. Next week is Mount Panorama, 90 minutes. Oh. Yeah, that's going to be painful. So What gear can you get up to? Can you get up to 16? Is that your issue? You get up to 16, but you don't know how to get up further? I could have, but you know. What's the fun in that? I mean, I was kind of hoping that track would not be on the schedule. You want points at halfway. What is this, NASCAR? Congratulations, you led one lap at just the right moment in time, so you get points. Well, Timon, I'm glad you liked that map. So yeah, just a little bit left over. So yeah, if you only get up to 16th gear, then I can probably help you. If you only get up to like 15th gear or 12th gear, that's a different story. But there is, when you select your shifter, you pick H pattern. And then there's some options, and one of them is range, and one of them is something else, and I'm pretty sure it starts with an S. It's the middle choice, and I just can't remember what it is. But what it does is it makes your top gear 16, 17, or 18. And you just map, you have to map a button to go up and down. So I don't have the G29 shifter, I've got a Thrustmaster shifter, but it's the same general principle. When I put it in 6th gear, it's in 16th on the truck. And then I have two buttons I map to go up and down. and I hit one button, I can put it in 17th gear. I hit another button, I can put it into 18th. So, like, if I'm in first, I can be in first, I can be in second, or I can be in third in first gear. Second gear is fourth, fifth, or sixth, right? Depending on the... It's not range, it's something else. I just don't remember what they call it. I was in ATS earlier today after I updated 148. I had to remap my clutch. Couldn't get it in gear because I wouldn't recognize that I had the clutch pushed down. Dozer, welcome. Well, you can definitely come by during our Sunday night convoy. They don't have the game up. I can pull over and show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, we'll be doing ATS Sunday night. We'll be doing ATS Tuesday night with the new DLC drop. Hopefully we won't have a farm sim map get released, and we'll have a busy night. Jolly, I was going to ask you about that. How's it working? You got it all ready to go? I'll enjoy catching your stream after the fact, just to see how it all works for you. Way of the Hunter. What's that DLC? Get to hunt big cats. Well, if you do any sort of video, make sure you post it so I can check it out tomorrow or Sunday. I've used Track IR before. The only reason I stopped using Track IR is when I got my new monitors. They were they were mounted higher, which put the transmitter receiver too high above where the hat was that had the reflective markers on it. So unless I lean back against the back of my chair, it would skip. Like you would lose track because it was too high and too close. Yep, we're on the full one. We'll go on the full 1.48 release. I was mentioning earlier I was trying to update the server to 1.48 and I was not successful. I put in a ticket with G-Portal. They tell me that there's no 1.48 out there for the server at this point. So it looks like SCS has not updated the dedicated server bits on Steam. It wouldn't let me join the server. It said I had a version mismatch. So if that's still the case on Sunday, I'll have to locally host it again. What's that? There's a free hunting game, and then there's a paid hunting game, which is like the update or the new version of it. I forget the name of it. I forget the name of so many things. But I tried that. I got it off of Epic or whatever, and I tried a little bit of it, and honestly, I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I got the gist, right? It's about hunting. It's about finding your spot and waiting. Well, I'd go to a stand. I'd get up in the stand, and I'd like wait. And like nothing would ever happen. Like, I'm not sitting here for 45 minutes of real time waiting for something to happen. And I couldn't figure out how to do anything. I was like, no, we're just done with this. All right, let's see where we are with our monies. That might have been it. That might have been it. Right? I think the base game is free, but there's a ton of DLC. Alrighty, people. Collect our money. $230,000 is where we are at. So what I'm thinking about doing is we have $37,000 tied up in these two pieces of machinery. If we go here with our new, so that's a bit more. That's $69,000. But I thought, well, if we go with this one, 106. So it's like a $70,000 upgrade. But we can direct seed. Right? That's what I'm looking for. Direct seed. But we can't direct plant. There is nothing that direct plants, is there? I guess the blue drive offers direct plant. We'd never use that. Other than that's it. It's the Kinseys or the John Deere is the only thing that direct plants. It's rather depressing. But what I did do is we traded in our mower. Traded in our self-propelled mower. I mean, we got good money for that. We traded in the mower head, the windrower, and the tedder. And we picked up some pretty darn economical mowers. We picked these up. So we now own those. And we also picked up the windrower that we used earlier. Oh, I thought I was in that. Thought I was in the 6000 series. So I'm gonna go and mow our grass. And then I gotta decide, am I gonna make hay bales or silage bales out of it? And I'm thinking we're going to upgrade our harvester. When we move into June, we are probably going to move up to this harvester right here at $214,000 with GPS installed, 230. Look, we are at 230. But I'm pretty sure we can sell the current harvester and all its headers for a good little bit of money, and then be able to afford the grain header for that new harvester and harvest a bit faster. Get a nice little upgrade that we've been working forward to. Yeah, we're going to be upgrading it in June. I'm holding out, hoping to have a very, very desirable sale come in where that harvester is on sale. That would be very convenient. But if not, then we'll just pick it up at street price. And I think we can sell the old one and the headers and have enough money for the grain header. And then maybe by the time we are going to do sunflowers, we'll have enough money in the kit to upgrade our corn header. But as was mentioned last week, we could keep the old corn header around just for the purpose of getting a harvest in and upgrading that later. This mow is a lot better. We've got I got an old Kloss harvester in here somewhere. Well, I've got this, but they're all smaller. what's the Lexion pack you're talking about? I don't think I ever realized how economical these mowers were. For the working speed, they are a pretty good deal. Yeah, no, I've used this set before. Typically when I'm going for a cheap mower setup, I'll go for this mower and this mower. And have it slung off to the side and have that. But this is not that much. It's a, what, $7,000 upgrade to go from there to there. I was looking at this, seeing, well, do I have a tractor that can go rear drive? And I didn't. And I was looking at that, right? But that's $49,000 and a front mower. Then I realized that, yeah, these are pretty darn affordable. $34,000 for the set. Oh, Sipper, we're glad to have you back. Long time, long time. Yeah, I didn't have a rear drive tractor, so I didn't feel like driving it backwards on front. Oh, Schultz might be enticed to come out on Tuesday. We don't want to cramp his style. Yeah, M9, we're going a little bit longer. We're going a little bit longer tonight. Delilah, I would say the voice is not the requirement. The difficult thing is the mod set. Right, we've got a decent number of mods activated that we're using, and the difficult thing is to get someone new in. It's difficult because I don't have a good listing of where they all are. some of these guys are mod fiends and they need all these extra things. And some are on the workshop, some aren't. That's where the server for ATS really falls apart, is mod support and being able to provide a resource for getting those mods. Turn off that baler. I figure if I don't wash these, somebody will have a hiss fit. Let's see. First, we'll turn you off. All right, we have 67 hay bales. We're gonna have 39 plus 21. That's 40. That's 60 silage bales, and we got a crap ton of. We got more than that. We have 21 more hay bales. Let's make silage. We're making silage, people. Now we know what we're doing. Let's go do it. What was that? Which sauce was the worst, Optimus? I don't remember the outcome of that debate. Oh, we just try to chat it up. All of them are bad, huh? It's all good if you're not a sauce guy. Maybe you've not come across the sauce that you like. Well, I mean, first off, the only time mayo and ketchup are anywhere remotely acceptable in combination is when they're on a burger. Other than that, they should be kept very, very much apart. Well, I don't know. Well, it depends on the sausage. We got some Johnsonville Stadium brats in the fridge. I might mix them up tomorrow. Watch out for the rear steer on this thing. Oh, well, that's what happens. That's what happens. We have a local Japanese place. I took the youngest down today to pick up some takeout. He had an order of chicken soba noodles, so it's kind of like a lo mein noodle. We got a side of crab ragoons, right? That cream cheese and crab filled fried thing. Not bad value when you factor in that it's like 2 meals worth. Three parts mustard, 2 parts real mayo, not the fake stuff. I think I've got myself some barley juice in the fridge. Might have to confirm that existence after this. Like chips. When you say chips, do you mean chips made out of potatoes that are extremely thin and crispy? Or do you mean chips as in like potato wedges? If we're talking about fries, then you can't go wrong with a little sprinkle of vinegar and some Old Bay. That's all you need right there. Well, M9, I was thinking mayonnaise versus salad dressing. I still don't understand the difference. I'm a heathen, and I use either one interchangeably. Been a long time, but we used to make our own potato chips. They don't last a long time. They do kind of go soggy if you let them sit around. But we have got one of those mandolin slicers. You dial that thing down so it's super thin, and you just slice away into a deep fryer. Let them fry for a little bit. Scoop them out with a big old spoon that's got holes in the bottom of it. Throw on some paper towels to dry and drain. And they're good for, I mean, they really need to be eaten probably within 20-30 minutes. We also do potato wedges. We made 538 bales for this thing. I think we've got our money out of it. So tomorrow night, the plan is we will be back. We'll be back here on Carpathian countryside. It will be June, and if everything works out the way I hope, we'll be harvesting barley with our brand new harvester. See what type of things we can get into. See if there might be some other harvest contracts out there to pick up. But until then, I want to thank you all for coming out and watching. And it looks like after 56 votes, 2/3, approximately 2/3 of you say yes, you agree, or you think I should pull the map tours of the associated maps that have been pulled down from the mod hub out of respect for the map author's wish to have those maps no longer published. So therefore, why should the tours of those maps be published? So I'll get on that, take care of that right after this. So next time, happy farming.